All right, everybody, welcome to MONG Podcast number 89, where the technical issues have taken our pretty faces from you, and you'll just have to get by on our voices, even though I guess, after recording, you'll be able to see us. Don't worry about it. If you're watching this live, you'll know what I mean. Anyway, my name is Miles K. Farrington. I am joined today by Adam
Hey, what's up?
and Jordan.
Howdy.
All right, and we are all here because technology just seems to want to stop us from podcasting every time. Uh, anyway, yeah. How is everyone doing this week? How were your weeks? What are you playing? Give me the update. Whoever wants to go first, jump in.
Jordan, you take it this time.
Alrighty. Well, I finally I accomplished the impossible. I platinumed Bloodborne. It is done.
Wow.
Yep. The last 3 bosses of the Chalice dungeons, I went in and killed them my first try, which I felt very proud of myself. And then after that, I was like, okay, it's time to actually play the video game. And I picked up the original Metal Gear because I've never played it.
Really?
Yes.
Mm.
And I am loving it. It's an awesome game. I think I'm actually going to end up probably doing a retrograde review of it. So you'll get to see that before. Huh?
Oh, how far in are you?
What did I do? I just got the blast suit.
Okay.
So I'm up on the rooftop. That's where I left off. No, I really like it so far. I think it's hilarious how not hilarious, just I was very surprised that there wasn't a 20-minute cutscene in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Or any cutscenes or any story for the most part. It just kind of plops in there. It's here you go.
Well, I mean, I guess that was how games used to be for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like I said, it's just kind of coming from the Metal Gear Solid perspective to Metal Gear is just kind of, it's interesting. You can see where a lot of ideas were born from, which is cool. And it's cool to see, where it's progressed since then.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that.
That's good. What about you, Adam? What you been up to?
I kind of got this itch because when I got a PS Vita a couple of years ago, one of the first things I picked up was Persona 4 Golden, and I kind of fell in love with it. And then I got to a point where I got stuck, and then other games came along, and then I never really followed up on it. And so this week has been the week that I've doubled down, and I'm going to try it again. I actually got rid of 27 hours worth of gameplay, started all over again, up to 20 hours now in 1 week.
Wow, well done.
And partially it's because it's been so hot in Oregon that really all I've ever wanted to do when I'm out of work is just basically sit right in front of our air conditioner. So, take the portable system out to the air conditioner, and that's where I am the entire night. So, but I'm going to beat it this time, I swear.
So where did you get stuck originally? Do you remember?
I got stuck at spoiler alert, where they detain the guy that they think is a serial killer, and then he gets thrown into he winds up in the TV dimension, and you have to go through the 8-bit dungeon.
Yeah.
It was that boss, that his dark side was where I got stuck, and that's the problem I have. I have beat maybe only 1 or 2 JRPGs in my life because it's always the same thing. I'm not a huge fan of going back and having to grind infinitely, and inevitably I always run into that that boss, so to speak. So I did something I normally didn't do. Actually, I started out the first time I played it, I'm like, well, I'm going to do it on normal because that's how I play all my games. And so now I'm actually playing on an easy because I love the story and the characters so much that I don't want to get stuck again.
Yeah. No, it's really smart. Actually, when I played it the first time, I was like, oh, it's an RPG, it's a JRPG. I love both of those things. I'm gonna play it on hard, and I found out that really hard, the difficulty in Persona 4 apparently doesn't really do anything except for the amount of XP that you get. So it limits the XP that you gain, so it just becomes more grind heavy the higher difficulty you go.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it took me a really long time to beat the game. I loved it. But yeah, that boss fight, I think if I remember correctly, there's another boss fight right after it.
You might be thinking of the dungeon before, because like you have the kind of the Rise Teddy combo battle.
Yes, that's maybe the one I'm thinking of then. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, at least I hope there's another boss after that freaking boss.
No, you're right.
But yeah, I just got done with that one pretty much right before the podcast.
Cool. Yeah, no, I love that game. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's very, very special.
Choosing a higher difficulty is just pretty much pointless.
Yeah, I just want to enjoy it at this point. I don't want to feel frustrated by it. It's just like such a special game and so just like rich and wonderful that I just want to be able to enjoy it without having to stress out.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Miles, how about yourself? What are you up to?
I am doing something that the stereotypical gamer probably would think is insane, and I've actually been going to the gym a lot. But beyond that, I have been playing a bit of Destiny, getting back into it for the Taken King. Because with that coming and all the changes that are coming with the Taken King, not previewing a bit of our story topics at all, but yeah, I'm excited.
You're making this segue really easy.
I know. I'm the segue god apparently, but yeah, that's just what I've been doing. I ran with 3 Titans. If anyone knows what that means and how silly that sounds.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so of course I could finish up DLC and have my character at max level within like 3 days if I really put some work into it. A week at most if I was lazing around. So I decided to make 2 of the other classes. So yeah, I just pretty much maxed out my Warlock and now I'm working on my Hunter. So
cool.
Yeah. So nothing new, considering that I've essentially said these same words before, because I've been playing this game since before it was released.
Yeah, when I played it, I got to a 31 Titan.
Nice.
But I never bought what was it? The Dark Below.
Well,
like I never made the next leap to an expansion.
I'll be honest, like I was like the biggest arbiter for Destiny, and I still do love the game, but yeah, that DLC was a little bit lackluster. But it seems like they're really changing things up with Taken King.
Sure.
And I guess we should go ahead and move into the story since I'm just.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So what is this, Miles?
What is what? The news from nowhere?
That's what that is.
That is the news from nowhere. This is the news from nowhere. It's all over the where. Anyway, the first topic of the night is that if you were put off by Peter Dinklage's inspired role as the ghost in Destiny, you have to rethink your decisions on not playing, I assume, because he has been replaced completely with Nolan North, and everyone loves him because he's in everything that Troy Baker is and isn't in. So I'm sure you all know him as he was Delsin, I believe, and he was in Assassin's Creed, and he was in every other game you can think of in recent memory.
I think Troy Baker was Delsin.
Was Troy Baker Delsin? Okay, my friend said Delsin earlier, and it sounded weird, but I was like, he probably researched this. I should believe him. He's like the internet.
Nolan North is Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake, that is true, yes. So, completely retcon what I just said.
Wasn't Nolan North, though, like, he wasn't Delsin, but isn't he Delsin's brother?
Yes.
Yes. No, he's not. He's not Delsin's brother. I know that much.
He's not?
No, his brother is played by a dude with an awesome name that I cannot remember because he hit Greg Miller in the balls on
Nolan North's name is an awesome name.
It's okay, but what's his name? Reggie Row. Let's go ahead and give him his little 2 seconds of fame because we've mentioned him. He was played by Travis Willingham.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. And that guy's
I was so eager to believe you, Adam.
Anyway, Travis Willingham is a big gentleman. If you have never seen him before, he looks like he could take on a truck and be fine afterward. But that is not what we're talking about. So Nolan North is completely taking over the role of the Ghost. As some Destiny players probably noticed, the Dinkle Bot was silent for the last 2 DLC, which was a very, very welcome thing to happen. But Nolan North is not just taking over from Taken King forward. He has already re-recorded everything that Dinklage had done. So I guess it's kind of a hit to Dinklage's chops, but at the same time, it's probably for the best. So
Okay, now I'm going to jump in here in defense of the Dinklage
go for it.
because I'm a huge Peter Dinklage fan. Even in fact, I was a fan of his before even Game of Thrones
Oh,
came along. Like they keep on complaining about his performance. They keep on complaining about like his energy level and et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, have you ever seen Peter Dinklage play anything? I mean, he's not exactly a high energy actor, and so I don't know what they were really expecting when they decided to cast Peter Dinklage as like the flying robot in like Destiny. It just seems like them kind of got what they asked for.
yeah,
I think
this might be true.
I think they when they recorded Dinklage, they listened to it and they thought to themselves, "This is good. This is great. Okay, let's move forward." Like I don't think it was ever a thought in their mind that it wouldn't be good, and then the perception of it was just so terrible.
Yeah.
I'm one to think that I don't think it's that bad. I think he played a robot. To say that he played it stiff is kind of ironic. But I think it's really interesting that they're redoing all the lines of Nolan North. Like, why couldn't they just like kill off Dinkle Bot or something? I mean, like it's not like anybody would say, "Oh no, that'd be too much story for Destiny" or something like that.
Honestly, that might actually be like story based as to why they can't just kill off your ghost. Because
Like lore based.
like what? Sorry.
Like lore based or something.
Yes, because like I mean, I'm sure everyone's noticed the ghost is what brings you back to life when you get killed.
Yeah.
So it might be that like in the lore wise they don't want to mess with it. Like once you have a ghost that's yours, and if it dies, you I guess can't get another one. Maybe.
Sure.
But of course, we have no proof that that's what's happening. I know in the article that not IGN but Game Informer wrote, they had said that Bungie was essentially like, we want to have a unified voice. So it might literally just be like, we don't want people to hear Dinklebot and then hear Nolan North and be like, that changed. What happened there? So
Sure.
especially
I
since, go ahead.
I think it's kind of sad, really, because I think that Dinklebot has become so much part of the culture of Destiny. Like everybody knows Dinklebot by this point, and like for good or for better or worse, like they know, and like Bungie has tried so hard and to great success, I'd say, to build a community in Destiny, and
Definitely.
it seems like they are just pulling a piece of it out now, and I don't like it personally.
Can I point out that Peter Dinklage wasn't the one who wrote "That's a Wizard It Comes from the Moon"?
Yeah.
So some of the weight belongs on the writers over at Bungie too.
You're
Sure.
definitely not wrong. I understand both your viewpoints. Like, Dinklebot is Dinklebot. I mean, there's a name for this being that
Right.
is not official, so he is definitely a part of what everyone knows to be Destiny. But now we have Nolanbot, or Northbot, or Nathanbot, whichever one you want to choose.
I choose not to worship this false idol.
Oh god, it'll be like Pokemon and the Twitch Plays Pokemon thing where there was
The Helix. The
Helix.
Fossil.
Yes. It's been a while since I've referenced that. But
He's the anti-Dinklage, and we'll bring about the end of days.
maybe he will. I've always had a theory that the ghost is evil because I don't know how much of Destiny you all played, but he always puts you in a really bad spot. Let's be honest. Like he's like, give me like 10 minutes to look at this while you get attacked by hordes of enemies. Just I'm gonna chill over here and not be bothered at all. But you go die right quick.
Miles,
So,
I think you need to consult the Helix Fossil.
I might need some Helix in my life. Um, but yeah. So Dinklebot being replaced is not the only bit of Destiny news we have today. There's not going to be too much more. So don't stop listening if you're not a fan. I understand that. Adam, would you like to take the next story?
Sure.
I don't remember what our order is.
You seem to be. I'll take it because I actually
Jordan, you take it. I'll take the next.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this story is Bungie revamping Destiny's leveling system.
Yes.
Bungie is going to be revamping the leveling system in Destiny with the Taken King expansion. Destiny will soon no longer feature the light system, which requires players to obtain special gear to level up past 20, according to Game Informer. Instead, Guardians will move from level 1 to the new cap 40 through going on missions, killing enemies, and completing bounties. The conflation of gear and character level led to this place where your identity was determined by things outside of your control. Creative director Luke Smith said, "We don't want to do that." In addition, Bungie is reportedly tweaking the loot system. The shared world shooter will do a better job examining the weapons and gear that players have already received when figuring out the new drop. So here's kind of how I feel about this. I think a lot of the decisions that Bungie makes on this game are really questionable. And this is really similar to the reason why I didn't pick up the Dark Below. I mean, apart from the price point and the like what you get for it, I didn't think it was worth it. But also, it really annoyed me that the game, the DLC, basically made all the work that you had put into the game, doing the raid over and over again, moot. Like, it made it pointless.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I were still playing Destiny right now, I would be super pissed that I had put all this work into my getting this gear to level up just to find out that I can grind my way up with killing things from here on out. Like, it feels like I would feel like I wasted my time.
Honestly, as someone who has, as you said, wasted his time, a lot of time. Like, I checked my time; it's 16 days worth of time. I'm very happy to hear this, actually. See, what the main issue is that the light system, however interesting and intuitive, I guess you might want to say it is kind of a killer. Like, a lot of people, and this was in base game, but a lot of people have this point where, like, you hit level 28 and then you're kind of stuck. And it's pretty much, I've noticed, whenever you get like 3 pieces of legendary or 2 pieces of legendary armor and 1 exotic, which fills up 3 of your 4 slots. Once you've got 3, that last piece just becomes impossible to get.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is, but it just, like, it creates a gulch, essentially, that a lot, if you're going to keep playing, every player is going to have to go down into that gulch. And it seems like that was the point where a lot of them just didn't come back up out of it. Because like I said, I leveled up a new character recently, and I had that point where I was just like, all I need is that 1 piece of gear, and then I can really start getting to the serious stuff. But I can't get that 1 piece of gear because the loot tables aren't all that amazing. And even when I do get the loot that's like the rarity I need, it's not the piece I need. So just getting rid of having to get armor for this is amazing, if you ask me, because I'm much happier just like leveling up my characters, just powering through it, than having to go hunt down a helmet that's got 42 light and still having to upgrade it, or a helmet that's 36 light and having to upgrade it. But as I said, I play this game way too much.
So as a quick follow up to that point, then, do you think that with the lack of a need in order to, like, you don't have to like go into the raid 100 times in order to get your gear in order to hit your level cap, basically? Do you think there's going to be enough to do in Destiny after that?
If honestly, in this game, if you want there to be something to do, you'll find something to do.
But it's just going to be weapons from that point on, because you won't, like, you can get gear, but it's not going to be there's going to be less of a drive for it because you're going to be already at your level cap. Like, that's the issue that I see arising with this, is people are going to hit 40 and then they'll say, okay, now what? And they'll put it down. I'm not sure this was the right decision to make.
Well, honestly, at this point, it falls on Destiny. It falls on Bungie to make gear that is something that people will actually want to strive for. Like, of course, we have exotic gear, but you can only have 1 exotic equipped at a time, and the legendary gear isn't bad, but it's like, it's pretty much, at this point, it's like, oh, well, you want to get the raid gear because that's the best. Not necessarily because it's amazing, but because it has, like, more heavy weapon ammo, and that's not really a thing that happens on a non-raid gear. So it's kind of, they're going to have to give us a reason, yeah, and it seems like to me, from all the things I've heard about Taken King, it seems like there's going to be a reason to keep playing, and I'm excited to see what it is, especially since I shelled $100 out for this expansion. um, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of up in the air right now. Like I said, I just think this is a great idea because I'm
Sure.
tired of getting armor for this reason, and also fixing the loot system. Not I didn't mention it as much, but that's also very good because there are a few weapons that like are in the last raid that everyone just swears by, and I did that raid. I've done that raid at least 30 times at 4 a.m. in the morning at reset, and I've yet to get some of that stuff, and it's really annoying.
What was the latest raid? That's Crota, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You have any thoughts on this, Adam?
I am neutral on Destiny. Played it for about a month. It's fine. It was a good game. I enjoyed it, but nothing beyond that.
Gotcha.
Cool.
That is quite understandable. But I think our viewers are probably tired of Destiny talk. So.
Yeah, enough of the Destiny.
Yeah.
Bring us out of Destiny, Adam.
So Gamescom's going on right now, and this morning Microsoft had their big conference, which was just packed to the gill games, and we'll talk about any of those games. But to start off, a couple of high-profile independent games were announced that's coming to Xbox, the Xbox preview program in the near future. Basically, Xbox is at E3 basically announced that they were going to do much like Steam does, a kind of like an early access kind of deal where you could like check out a game while still in development before it's released. The two games that were announced were Ark Survival Evolved and We Happy Few. Ark is basically a prehistoric survival game, essentially, where you're like dropped on a prehistoric island. You're not prehistoric. Apparently, you have guns and stuff like that.
Yep.
But you have to like kind of survive, and there's dinosaurs, and you can tame the dinosaurs. Apparently, have dinosaur pets. Miles, you said meh when I mentioned this, so I'm kind of curious what your background in Ark is.
I have put 60 hours into Ark. That is my background, and of course on PC because it's not available on Xbox One, and I don't have inferior systems anyway. But Ark is like it's kind of like a random grab bag. Like I have fun running around punching dodos to death, but at certain points it's a survival game. At certain points I got bored with it, but I guess like if you really dig survival like DayZ and other games where it's not roguelike per se, especially not an Ark because there is an option if you die to keep your levels and your experience. But I don't know, I just found it kind of boring at times. The crafting was like really slow going, but that's just me.
Looks beautiful.
It is very pretty. I will not say it's not pretty. It is a gorgeous game, and it killed my laptop for a while.
Hey, you, Jordan, have you heard anything about?
Well, actually, I've only seen bits and pieces of Ark. I never played it. I've never seen anybody play it. So I actually have a question for you, Miles, since you have some experience with it. So it's open world. It's an open world survival game. Is it an open world survival game that's also online, like you playing with other random people, kind of like a DayZ or H1 and what was it? H1Z1.
H1Z1, yeah. You can choose to play online or you can do a local game.
Okay. Is it like H1Z1 though, where you show up, like you meet up with someone else and they could kill you on the spot?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like
Cool.
There are PvP servers and PvE servers, but I think even on PvE you can still kill people. But I guess they're like, I don't quite remember how that worked, but you can definitely get killed by people. Someone was riding a raptor, and although his buddy said they were cool, he made his raptor attack me, and I died because I didn't have any armor. So yes, people will kill you. People are mean.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm. This is probably one of the first games that, and I'm not a PC player. I don't have a rig that could even handle anything really. But this is probably one of the first games that actually made me interested in getting an Xbox One. Not that I probably would because I can't afford one. But it actually seems interesting to me. There aren't really a whole lot of games for Xbox that interest me.
You have a PS4, right?
Yeah.
It's coming to PS4 also.
Nevermind.
And the other game that was announced was We Happy Few. Have you guys seen anything from We Happy Few?
Creepy as sin.
Yeah, so basically for those listeners who haven't actually seen anything of We Happy Few, we're not exactly sure what type of game it is or what the gameplay is like exactly, but we do know it takes place in a weird dystopian London where everybody has like this really creepy smiley mask face. It's scary. And the trailer they showed was particularly creepy because basically it was a trailer of what looked like gameplay footage, overdubbed with somebody who basically sounded like the Joker singing "London Bridge is Falling Down."
How foreboding!
Yes, it was incredibly foreboding.
I know nothing about this game.
It seems like every episode I come up with an excuse to not care about a horror game.
I mean, there are a lot of horror games, so we'll be honest.
It's true. No, it's not up my alley. It's not something that I'll end up playing. It's something I'll appreciate if it's a good game. Like I'll say, oh, cool, that's a cool game. Maybe I'll watch it, but I won't play it.
I don't know if it's a horror game though. I mean, it would be like a horror. It kind of got the feeling that it would be a horror game if you consider like BioShock a horror game.
BioShock creeped me out.
I mean, it's creepy, yeah, no doubt.
But I mean, like, would you consider BioShock a horror game though?
I guess I wouldn't consider it a horror game, but I would say that it was frightening. Like I was frightened walking through it, much like I feel when I play a horror game.
Okay, that's fair.
Understandable. Yeah, I mean that's actually my only opinion on the game so far. Is like it looks extremely creepy. I'm with Jordan. I'm not gonna say I'm not interested in scary games, but this one hasn't really caught my my eye just yet. Any opinions on it, Adam?
It looks cool. It looks cool. It looks like another cool indie exploration game. Not unlike Everybody's Gone the Rapture, Vanishing of Ethan Carter, Firewatch. So I'm just interested to see more to see what set it apart.
Yeah. More creepy smiling faces trying to stab
you with
needles.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Xbox has gotten its time to shine now because no one cares about it. So moving on. By the way, Xbox users, all my opinions on Xbox and Nintendo are not shared by the MONG Podcast crew, and also they're not normally serious. So don't actually get angry at me. I'm not seriously bashing those systems. If I had a reason to buy them, I would. So
and there's plenty more Xbox dudes on the list. So
yeah,
don't worry. We got you.
I lied.
We'll do rapid fire probably for those, but we'll get you.
Yeah, if we can even get there. So, a new article about Konami suggests a grim situation in the company. What if they... okay. Anyway, an article in Japanese financial newspaper Nikkei paints a grim picture of the situation at Konami, suggesting employee morale is at an all-time low. That's not really surprising. The article itself is in Japanese and behind a paywall, but freelance localizer Thomas James, thank you Thomas James, has translated the salient information into a summary that's unlikely to prove happy reading for fans of the company. The article claims Konami spent more than $80 million on the development of Metal Gear Solid 5, while it's unclear whether the ballooning budget was a factor in the highly publicized fallout between creator Hideo Kojima and Konami. If you have not heard about that, you are out of the loop, seriously. CEO of a Tokyo-based game industry consultancy, yes, I said that right, Sirkin Toto, has claimed Kojima's fall from grace occurred because MGS5 was delayed. There's a lot of information here. I'll try and hit high points. Actually, did anyone else read through this article?
Yeah, I mean, there's bits like about how nobody in the company is allowed to like access the internet.
Okay.
Nobody is allowed to have a company email address. If they want to contact someone who's outside of the company, they actually end up getting randomized letters and numbers for an email address, and it's temporary.
Okay.
And like apparently they have a really strict clocking in and out culture. So like if you want to go to lunch, you have to go to lunch like at this specific time. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, apparently you get like shamed in the company. Like the company just shames you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's bad.
Not to mention, apparently, they've also made it a practice of basically taking programmers who they feel aren't warming up to stuff and just like randomly reassigning them to stuff like janitor or like
What?
or like gym attendant. Yeah.
Is that like even legal?
Maybe in Japan. I don't know. I mean,
true.
And there was something else there about Kojima's team like getting renamed or something, like to something really monotonous, like Production Team 7 or something like that.
Oh.
And so they just are really. I don't know if you guys know this or if many people know this, but Japan has a very strong work culture.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so like people end up actually working themselves literally to death. Right. Because they work so hard. I feel like Konami has really taken that to its essence in Japan. Where it's really trying to maximize productivity. Like this is what we need to do in order to make games the best games.
Mm-hmm.
The best games are made in an environment where people are working all the time, which is really strange for a company who's creating like what a lot of people would consider art.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, after all this news is coming out around, Kojima and Konami and just their work culture, it's really turning me off from the company. One of my favorite developers is becoming one of my least favorite, and I am almost ready to just like after Metal Gear 5, like just saying, I don't really care about any of your games anymore. Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad.
Honestly, it sounds like they're gonna be going the way of the dodo soon. Honestly,
yeah.
As in like I'm gonna get in a video game and punch them to death, but no.
Yeah, Steve's self-destruction is imminent, unfortunately.
Yeah. I guess I shouldn't make light of this. Yeah, this is pretty serious. This is I'm sure a lot of this stuff would not be legal in the US of A's, but of course they are in Japan, so I guess I can't say anything about that. But yeah, that's
apparently there are like security cameras everywhere, like watching people too. It's kind of big brothery.
Yeah, I just read this this bit right here. In another instance, one employee announced on Facebook he was leaving the company for a new job. This post was then monitored by senior company officials, with any other employees who liked the status reshuffled within the organization. What?
Yeah, This is not something that happens overnight either. Like this is something that's probably been going on for a very long time. These are things that have been passed into place. This is an infrastructure that's been in place for a while now, and it's suddenly coming to light. Whether they've been trying to hide it or not, I don't know. I don't know. It sounds like they're not like. I don't know that they could be proud of it, but I don't think that they're ashamed of it. Especially since no statements come out about it or anything like that. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if and when they react to this.
Yeah, honestly, it's this also. I mean, to no one's surprise, it sheds a lot of light on why Kojima might have left. To be honest, like I can't imagine anyone who can choose to just leave and go do something else wanting to work there, because Kojima's a big guy, not big guy physically, but his name's big. He can literally just be like, "I'm Kojima, hire me," and a lot of places would just jump. So, yeah. I'm sorry, Konami workers.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you want to say about it? So.
Nah.
Okay.
It's just a shame. Like I said, it's just hard to see this happen to like a company that you've enjoyed so much of their work. Yeah. Best of luck to everybody who's having to go through that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. So in related news, Metal Gear Solid 5, the release date for the PC version has been moved back, actually, instead of forward. It hasn't been delayed. It's going to actually be coming out the same day as consoles on September 1st. So everybody can jump for joy about that. Apparently, also, those who pre-order the game on Steam will be getting Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes for freebies.
Yo-ho-ho.
As well as some other DLC stuff that doesn't make any sense right now, but probably will once the game comes out. However, there is some bad news that comes along with this. Apparently, the Metal Gear Online component of MGS5 is going to be delayed until October 6th on consoles. And they have no idea when it's going to be coming out for PC. I guess they're saying January 2016, but that's not exactly in place firmly, I don't think.
Just one of those
So
That feels like deja vu. Didn't that happen on the last Metal Gear Solid game? Didn't the Metal Gear Online launch after?
maybe that might sound right. That was a while ago,
I think
but you might be right about that. But I was kind of, I don't know, I was having some strange deja vu about this. Hopefully not. But the last time a big game like this was released side by side on PC as well as console was Batman Arkham Knight. It would be a shame. It would be a shame if it were the same situation. And with Konami's current corporate culture, who knows what is going on there? But I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on what's going on with Metal Gear Online or how it'll turn out on PC and whatnot?
I assume it'll probably be great. Just like, I mean, we saw a recent delay of things that were online for PC with GTA 5 and such. So, well, delays on modes, I guess is the better way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that with GTA 5, albeit they delivered. I assume maybe this is like Konami's last thing. They're just gonna be like, we gave you Metal Gear Solid Online. We're gonna leave now. We're done. We goofed.
Drops.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be a mic drop. It'll be more like drop the mic, kind of crawl back on stage, be like, if you're hiring, my name is so and so. Please look me up.
Please take us back.
Yeah, just anyone who wants to pick apart Konami, you're welcome to at this point.
Or all the developers just plead for people to buy the game so you don't have to work security.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Metal Gear has always been like a pretty stellar series. I can't imagine them releasing it late and then it being bad or anything. So.
Well, I'm talking
I gotta say
the official version of the game though, like the Phantom Pain, not the online element coming out at the same day as.
Oh, gotcha.
If they're bumping it up, you'd have to think they're ready though. You wouldn't if you knew that there were potential problems, you wouldn't kick it forward.
Yeah. I would hope so. I mean, also, if Konami is actually planning to stay open, which of course I assume they are because they're a big business, it would be horrible for them right now to push it forward and then it be not ready, because they have way too much heat on them right now.
It's true.
To be fair, they've basically stated that they plan to stay open, but it also sounds like they may completely shift what they do. Because it sounds like, at least from what they've said, they want to do cell phone type stuff.
Yeah.
More than just game. So
please don't give me a mobile Metal Gear. Don't you dare.
Isn't that a thing already?
No.
Are you saying no because you know it's not, or are you saying no because you hope it's not?
I hope.
Well, we'll crush your dreams later. But yeah. Metal Gear Online.
Yeah, Metal Gear Online.
I believe next is Adam.
All right, so the next set of announcements all just relate to the Microsoft Gamescom conference this morning. Should I just quick fire through them real quick?
Yeah, we can linger on a couple of them, but yeah, go for it.
Okay, so of course, no surprise there that they announced there's going to be an Xbox One Halo 5 bundle. I don't think anyone's really going to say about that, right?
Wait a minute, there's a Halo 5 coming out?
Oh, right?
It's not surprising, but I do want to say that looks like a sexy console.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
For anyone who hasn't seen it, you should look it up because it is very pretty.
Check it out, it's pretty.
Next thing this is one I was actually kind of excited about. They announced that next year, Xbox One's going to gain the functionality to become a DVR for free.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. As somebody who decided to get rid of a DVR because I wasn't using it enough and didn't want to spend the money on it, now I'm gonna have one for free. So that's amazing.
So do we know exactly what that's going to entail? Because is it just going to be stuff that you watch through the Xbox, or is it going to be stuff that, like, because I know you can plug in like a cable through the Xbox One or something like that and watch television through it?
Yeah, there's like a Microsoft program that syncs up with your TV. And it's done through that. It essentially, it's some, basically goes online and like accesses like, like local television schedules and stuff like that. And that's the thing that you use to tell what to record and when to record. And it's pretty cool because it sounds like through Windows 10, if you have like a Windows 10, a Windows 10 compatible device, that you can do that remotely too. And
that's cool.
Plus, you could, like, if you record something on your Xbox One, let's say you have like a Windows 10 tablet, you could actually download the shows that you recorded, like as a download, not even like an online stream.
Yeah.
You can download that program now to your tablet, take away.
That's cool. That's really, really cool.
That is really neat. I mean, I tip my hat to Xbox, so that's a really cool functionality, and it is going a long way towards making the Xbox more than just a game machine.
Yeah.
It's now a set-top box that plays games.
Yes.
I guess this is interesting. I've never had a DVR, and honestly, I watch everything I ever care to watch on the internet at this point. So I don't know. It's as coming from my point of view, it's not really a selling point to me. But I mean, I'm sure other people who live my lifestyle of having a TV that only plays my PS4 might agree. But
that's kind of true. I mean, like, I watch a lot of stuff on Netflix and HBO Go and Hulu and like all that crap. And like, I feel like you don't get commercials in that. And I think in DVR you can like usually fast forward through the commercials, right?
Yeah.
But you have to do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think a lot of people probably don't do that sort of thing still. Like, a lot of people still aren't streaming a lot of their television or movies or what have you. And on top of that, could see it as being really useful for events. So like, if you were going to miss a football game, or you wanted to record the Oscars or whatever, like, you could do that. Like, stuff that's not regularly occurring or showing up on those streaming services.
Very true.
So I have to interject here for a second. Metal Gear Solid Touch, available for 99 cents at the Apple App Store.
Aha! I knew it.
What the hell is that?
You touch things and kill them.
Yeah, it appears to be like something like Elite Agents, where you just tap random circles on the screen to make stuff happen.
Oh, that's awful. That is worse than what I could have imagined.
Like, maybe if it were like an army building game or something like that, like Peace Walker was, where you could like recruit people and stuff like that, or like what it sounds like Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain is going to be about. But you're just like walking through hallways and shooting people.
You're not even walking.
I would have thought they would have done
pressing things.
They would have done something like, was it Metal Gear Acid? I believe that was the one that was like a card game.
The card game, yeah, that one was really cool actually.
And that could work on a cell phone.
That would have been cool on tablet. Why don't you do that, Konami?
There you go. Free advice.
Hearthstone with Solid Snake, which would actually be a lot more enjoyable.
Well, no, it wasn't like a card game like that though.
I've played it. I was just, that would actually, now that I've said it, I would actually like to play that. Just an actual card game, a good card game, using
Miles,
the Metal Gear Solid lore.
You can't joke about Metal Gear Solid. That's not okay.
Raiden was naked for most of one of the games. I think I can.
There's a plot theme around a guy who shits himself in every game.
Oh yeah, exactly. What's his name? Akiba?
Yeah.
Yep, I played the fourth one. That was the first one I played.
I'm impressed you remember his name.
I am impressed
too. The guy who shits himself becomes like a romantic lead in the fourth game.
Exactly.
Okay. You're gonna like really pull me off onto a tangent here, but I was really pissed that he ended up as Meryl. I thought it was bullshit.
Hey, even he deserves to be happy, especially him, because he was like, "I don't take the upgrades, so that's why I'm sick all the time." It's like, oh,
he deserved to be happy more than Solid Snake. No,
Solid Snake he's old.
No. That was probably a really awkward honeymoon night.
I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about that so much that we should probably move on to the next story.
Okay. A new trailer and release date was announced for Quantum Break, Remedy's newest game. I'm I'm excited for this. This is the reason I bought an Xbox One is because for me, Alan Wake was probably among the top 5 games of the last generation. I loved that game so much, and I am all in on whatever they're doing with Quantum.
Huh? Yeah, it looks cool. I agree. I don't know. It wasn't enough for me to make the leap, but I'm really interested in seeing what it delivers.
I've said
like the TV show. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've said this about a lot of games that I don't know what they're about, and well, I've seen like it's like a third-person shooter, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At least at certain points, and it has like a bit of time control going on.
Yeah, you can like stop time.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
It's very pretty. I will go ahead and say that. I've said that many times, but it is very pretty. But yeah, it's like I think it's gonna be like what was that other time control first-person shooter that came out on like Xbox 360 and PS3, I believe. I don't remember what it was called. It was
oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Time control Xbox 360.
Is that the one where you had like the frisbee thing, like the frisbee?
Time shift. There it is. So simple. But yeah, Time Shift seemed like to have the same idea, and it was only okay. So I don't. This is not a console seller for me.
It's a different developer too, though.
This is also true, and I mean we have come a long way since 2007. But I don't know. I'm not. The game looks good, but it doesn't look good enough to make me want to buy a Xbox One with the money I don't have.
Miles retains the right to doubt.
I doubt everything.
And I'm even not sure like the level of their ambition is going to be met because I mean it's like they're, it's a game and that's one thing, but it's also integrally tied into like a TV show, and that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And
it sounds really cool and high concept, and man, oh man, do I hope it works. But I think it's a really high goal to hit, so I am very, very interested to see how it all comes together.
Honestly,
they tried something similar to that with that sci-fi show. What was it called?
It was
oh gosh,
D something.
Defiance.
Defiant.
Yes, I remember that.
So that game kind of fell in mediocrity really fast. And then again, that was an MMO, and we all know MMOs are hard to make.
Yeah.
So at least this isn't an MMO, so it has a better chance. And the story seemed kind of interesting. I don't even remember what it is, so I know I'm kind of like shooting myself in the foot by saying that. But yeah, I don't know. I want to know about the woman who he pulls out of the explosion, who I think still dies.
Spoilers, jeez.
Spoilers from the trailer. All right. Mind if I take the next one? Because
you got it. If you got something to say, do it.
I do have something to say. So, Crackdown 3 gameplay was shown, and the only reason I care about this is because I hope it actually makes me like Crackdown. This was, of course, still going on during Gamescom 2015. Of course, still Xbox. If you haven't heard about Crackdown, it's because the first two were... the first one was pretty good. The second one was very bad, and then they kind of disappeared for a long while and came out of nowhere at a 2013 E3 or no 2014 E3. They were like, hey, we're making Crackdown again, and everyone was like, oh. So yeah, I heard that it will be a completely destroyable city. So if you're a fan of was it Red Faction? This will probably be right up your alley. Hey, I'm a fan of Red Faction. That's awesome. There will be a multiplayer beta, and it was announced and said to be on the way in 2016. The reason I actually care about this story is because I was really hyped up for the first one. And I was spreading it to my friends. I was like, guys, you got to get this. We got to play online. We got to do all this amazing stuff because Crackdown is going to be the way of the future. It's the game that will end all, free roaming sandbox games. And then I played it and I was like, I know I was like a little angsty kid back when the first one came out, but I actually sent a message to all my friends who had gotten it. I was like, I am sorry for hyping this game up so much. I'm sorry you wasted your money. I clearly was not clear on everything, but yeah, I honestly like I said, I was a stupid little kid back then, but Crackdown was good. The second one was a little bit of a flop, but the first one was really solid, and if they can capture that lightning in a bottle again, and then just kind of like toss a little bit of extra lightning in there, however you would go about doing that, This will be actually pretty good.
I really hope they make a Crackdown game that stands on its own 2 feet and isn't just basically a shuttle delivery for a Halo demo. Because do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Like that was a big deal with Crackdown, as it came with like the beta was, I think it was like the beta for Halo 3.
Yeah.
And so like, everybody bought it just because of that, and everybody sold it back. I thought Crackdown was a lot of fun. I think it was an incredibly flawed game. There was not really much of a storyline, and it was just pretty much you could do anything you wanted within the realm of your skill set at any given time.
Yeah.
And so I'm really hoping they take what made the first one fun and take a look at the problems with 1 and 2 and come back with like a really polished third effort, not unlike like Assassin's Creed 2 as compared to Assassin's Creed 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played any Crackdown really. I've seen it played, but the fact that it's so destructible like really actually itches something for me. I played a lot of Red Faction up until Red Faction Guerrilla. Love the destructibility. That was something that I was always really, really keen on when I was a kid. And I was just well, I mean, yeah, obviously I like breaking things, but like it seems so cool to me that you could like dig holes in a wall, like, and just keep going.
Yeah.
Or just knock something down and see it like fall, or like use that as a tactic. Always seemed cool to me, and this just really kind of brings me back to that. So
definitely.
In the Gamescom trailer, they do literally show some guy like blowing up an entire skyscraper.
That's awesome, because that was one of my tactics in Red Faction. I would kite all the enemies into one building, then I would break my way out of the back room, and I would leave a bunch of bombs in the building so they just explode.
Nice.
Yeah. So Crackdown 3 could be amazing. Let's hope it is. Gents, we have 9 minutes. You all want to just kind of like, I guess, rapid fire through the last few, or do you want to touch on big ones?
Okay, so there's scale-bound gameplay revealed. I don't know. We'll just say check that out. It looks cool. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
It's like the Last Guardian. It's like what?
Yeah.
Jack's Jock brother.
Yep.
No bird dog, just a dragon.
A Zombie U is coming to other systems, which doesn't really make sense, but whatever.
It's gonna be called just Zombie.
Oh.
Yep. But yeah, it's gonna be coming to like everything else, I guess. I feel like they could have just called it Zombie U though, because it's developed by Ubisoft.
Oh yeah, they probably could have.
Okay, Adam, go for it.
Until Dawn has gone gold. I'm stoked.
Yeah. This isn't really surprising though. That game was like really far along.
Yeah, I mean it's a full wonder that it's actually coming out at all. But I'll be reviewing that for the site, so I'm excited about that game. It's really cool.
I'm excited to hear what you
have
have to say.
Until Dawn, I'm actually kind of excited for the game. I want to see what it's like. Even though I'm not a horror fan, like I'm still intrigued by it. It kind of has like the Cabin in the Woods feel to me. Like it's not
It's not a good movie.
Obviously, but like I feel like I could separate myself from it with like the quick time events and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see the mermaid once, man. that was a great movie. Yeah, Hayden Panettiere, she's gonna be in that.
And the dude from Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
That is also a thing. I did not know that. Nintendo is starting a loot crate style service. I guess that's pretty cool. They definitely have the IPs to make it work.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like Nintendo's putting their hands in every pot now, though.
They are.
Yes.
Eventually, they're gonna get burned, but they'll be fine. They have enough money.
I think the Wii U was where they got burned.
You're definitely right there. They put their hand in that pot and just kept it there for some reason.
To be fair, I think all of us who bought a Wii U are the ones who kind of got burned. But
yeah,
that's why I didn't buy one.
All right, this is one that I'm actually going to read aloud because I think it's kind of cool. All right, so Vote to Play is coming soon to PlayStation Plus members.
Yes.
Today, Sony announced that there will be a way to vote for the next games to come to PlayStation Plus via the Vote to Play program. This program will allow PlayStation Plus members to vote for the next batch of games to be added to the Instant Game Collection. Any runner-ups that don't get to be part of the next collection will be discontinued for PlayStation Plus members only. It's unsure when the program will begin or what the games will be, but it seems that Sony is pushing hard for people to get and keep their PlayStation Plus subscriptions. If voting is happening soon, then it would imply that this will affect September's PlayStation Plus games. You can see what games are being added for August on the middleofnowheregaming.com website. Check it out. This article is also on there.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think that's a really good idea to get people involved. Also, if you don't have PlayStation Plus and you have PlayStation 4, I've said it before, I'll say it again, probably many times into the future, get PlayStation Plus.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
I actually bought a Vita just because I had PlayStation Plus, because I was like, it's silly for me to keep getting all these free games and not be playing them.
Yeah. Well, and there's also games that you can get on Vita for PlayStation Plus that are, what's the word I'm looking for? Cross-buy.
Yeah.
But you can't buy it on PS4 and PS3 for free. You have to get it on Vita for free, and then you can download them onto your other systems.
Which is kind of silly, but it's still awesome.
Yeah, exactly. This is really cool. It'll be interesting to see how they structure this and how much choice we get. But at least there'll be hopefully less people saying, "Oh, really? The games we're gonna get this month for free."
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's bad to have people complaining over free stuff, but it's ingenious on their part, because it's like, there have been a few flop months. I'll even say it. I know I just said it's bad to complain, but there have been a few months where like the offerings have been like, no one actually wants to play this. That's why you're making it free. But yeah, this is a really big step also, because giving the gamers the choice just seems like a no-brainer, but it seems also like a big, I don't want to say a risk, because it's not really a risk, but I can't put it into words, but it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Now Microsoft just needs to catch up, because their offerings have been, I'll go ahead and say their stuff has been bad most of the time, but
Well, I think they generally get bigger titles though when they release something for the games with gold.
Do they?
Yeah, once in a while they do. I mean, you don't see. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I saw a PlayStation Plus game that wasn't a indie game.
I feel like our indie games are better than the big ones they get though.
You're probably right.
They had unlimited pool for 5 months.
For the people who don't get those games though, that's really good.
Yeah.
So I have to be a little bit of a dissenter, because I don't necessarily think it's as big of a risk for Sony as they want us to think it is. Because I think, they're giving us choice, but they're giving us a controlled choice. It's not like we're going to see a month where it's like, do you guys want Uncharted 4 when it comes out, or do you want Walk Simulator 2016? I think they're going to pick games, two games that they're both equally okay with releasing.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
If they
but it gives the illusion of choice.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it'll make people happy. If they want to... Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to say, at least, though, it kind of gives us a look behind the scenes in some way. Every month, they decide between these games which ones they're going to release. Instead of deciding themselves, they're going to let us decide. Yeah. I got to believe that they're not just every month saying, "Oh, man, we just barely got 2 games to release."
Right. No, definitely not.
Yeah. So the choices are probably going to be pretty clear, at least in the beginning. But it's a good step in the right direction.
Yeah. I would love to see some older stuff make a reappearance also. Just saying. Because I think, what was it? The Gravity game on Vita. Oh, what's
Gravity?
it called?
Gravity
Rush. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. That game, I saw it was free, I think, twice before, but I didn't have PlayStation Plus back then. And needless to say, I don't have it because it costs a bit much, and I want to play it, but I'm not gonna buy it. So
is that not? I thought there were Vita games that were just a part of the instant game collection, Golden Abyss, Uncharted Golden Abyss. I think Gravity Rush is one of them.
They stopped doing that a while ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was I think summer of last year. They took the constants off, so now it's just the monthly stuff. It's still a great service. Don't let that confuse you. It's still amazing. But yeah, there's no constants anymore, because I remember looking at at the game collection back then and being like, I'll just get it later. And then it shot me, and I regretted it. But yeah, if you guys want to put a Severed up on the game collection, I'll vote for that. I really want to play that. So we are at time, but just to mention them, there's a rumored remaster of Final Fantasy 12, just so you know, and there's a vehicle-based DLC coming in Dying Light. Don't know how that's going to work, but I'm sure they're going to make it happen.
Sounds like there's gonna be a whole new map and stuff. Like it's gonna be huge.
Oh, okay, good, because from the gameplay I watched, it's like I don't want to be driving through those tiny streets. But anyway, as I said, we are at time, gentlemen. It has been fun.
Yes.
It has. It always is.
It always is. So, our schedule, as you probably know it by now, is record on Tuesday night and release on hopefully, it's not really hopefully, it's been happening Wednesday, like early Wednesday, so you'll probably see it by the time you wake up. Unless something crazy happens, I'll probably have it out by that time every day. If not, I'll tell you at this point of the podcast if I'm going to have to delay a little bit. So, keep an ear out for that.
Right.
Then again, you won't hear that until it's out, so I just realized how stupid a comment that was.
If you watched it live and you want to watch it again, then you'll know.
There you go. Of course you want to watch it again. We're wonderful people. You can email us at contact@mong@gmail.com. I admit I have not checked that in a little bit, so we probably should do that. You can find our Mong Twitter account at mong.com. Everything's spelled out except for Mong. Excuse me, you can find us on YouTube at Mong Network and Middle of Nowhere Gaming Plays. You can also find us on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram. Just type in Mong. There you go. You'll find us eventually. Sift through the stuff that's clearly not us, and you got us. Check out our website, middleofnowheregaming.com, where all of our editorials, news, reviews, our faces, and everything else amazing is at. It's a beautiful website. Go there, give us views. And last but not least, I'm your host, Miles K. Farrington. You can find me on Twitter at Furious Milk. You can find Adam at
Fanboy_Adam.
And you can find Jordan at
JL_Fleur.
There you go. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I realized that your Twitter tag is like below your face every time you say that, so we never actually had to spell it out.
I never had to spell it out.
Oh wait, except for audio listeners. I'm sorry, audio listeners. We still love you.
Well, listen to a previous podcast, you'll know exactly how to spell ours out.
There you go. Or just check out our YouTube page for like a quick second to be like, I want to follow that GL Fleur guy. He's cool. Ah, there it is.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, it's been fun, people. This has been Mong Podcast, episode 89. You have a great week. Adam, Jordan, you two have a great week. Mong.
Yes.
Well, Miles.
Mong.
Mong.
There we go.